Yo, what's up? This episode is brought to you by Guru Cats. Go check out their website, gurucats.com. Use the promo code AOTB for 10% off. Patreon, is that like, what is it? What is
It's
that?
OnlyFans for our podcast.
Oh, shit. So, like,
exclusive
I can see
content,
your taint on there?
Exclusive content, ad-free episodes, and bonus episodes on there as well.
Go look at Roger's taint at patreon.com/AOTBcast.
My taint's not on there, but
it will be.
Enjoy the episode.
Aliens on the border.
The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found.
Faster than light, spaceship of the future.
By direction of the President of the United States, stay in your home.
Is it human or inhuman? Earthly or unearthly?
Born in that swirling inferno of radioactive dust, there is no word to describe them.
We may be witnesses to a biblical prophecy come true.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension?
Is this the human race of the future?
Aliens on the border.
We are back in the lab, and it looks a little different. If you haven't noticed, welcome to the casting couch. I'm kidding. Welcome back to another episode of Aliens on the Border. Go to patreon.com/AOTBcast if you want all of our content ad-free and early access and exclusive shit, because there's a whole bunch of shit that you're missing out on if you're not a patron just yet. Today, we have a very special guest, but before we dive into all that, you'll notice that there's a piece of shit on that side over there.
Hey, what's up, you fucking asshole? Name's Justin White, co-host temporarily because
Roger
is a Dodger. And what's it called? I have a band, Dos Leones. Go check that out, all streaming platforms. And I also co-host Toilet Water Podcast.
I was just on their podcast a couple of weeks ago by the time you see this. So.
Yeah.
We're time traveling, by the way. So when they see this, it's going to be the future.
Yeah.
I'm all about that shit.
Yeah. So when they see this, we're already out here on 100 and shit.
Yeah.
So, and today's guest, you may recognize him from a couple of episodes ago. He dropped his phone, and it was funny. And today we got Jerry Gutierrez. Jerry does tattoos.
That's right.
Tattoo artist extraordinaire, tattooing all over the motherfucker. Originally from Laredo.
Right.
Putting on all over this bitch.
Nice.
And, dude, thank you so much for agreeing to come on and do this shit with us, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. I'll chill it, bro. I was like...
Bring the mic closer to you.
It was one of those things, like I had told you and shit. I'm like, man, I felt bad, bro, if I was going to leave the town without doing this shit. You feel me? Last time, like, I don't know. So I was like, man, you know what? I ended up staying another day because I had to clean my whip and, you know, a bunch of bullshit, right? Like last minute. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make some time. You feel me?
Fuck yeah.
So we're here now.
And that's exactly what counts and what matters, dude. And, like, the same thing, I felt bad. It was like, fuck, like, I know that you were going to be down here, you know, like, doing your thing and everything. And I was like, okay, I got 2 weeks to make this shit happen before the homeboy leaves. And, you know, shit left and right. Here, popping up, here,
you know what,
up.
actually, when, you know what it was last night when you sent me that, appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Ooh, mic'd up. Mic'd up shoddy, dude.
Fucking.
I got you. There, perfect.
Yeah, sent me that thing, with, what's his name?
With
Victor.
Vic? Oh,
yeah. So when I was like, and it just, you know, brought me all those. I'm like, you know what, man? Like, I need to pull up on this dude.
Dude, these past couple of episodes, man, they've been interesting, bro. And it felt good to get back to, like, the roots of what the fuck the whole podcast is even about, man. And I feel like we do a lot with artists, comedians, you know, like other bands and stuff like that. And I was like, why, like, have I not had any, like, you know, showing love to, like, the hip hop out here or the rap or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So, like, these past couple episodes that we did with fucking Slim and then Victor back to back, like, it was good to just kind of, like, get back into, like, the shit that I love. You know what I mean? Like, that's the fuck I want to be listening to. But anyways, enough about that, dude. Let's talk about the reason that you're here today, man. Let's get into what the fuck Jerry's been doing, dude.
Man, just traveling, bro. Trying to get my ink on people, you feel me? Trying to get my name out. You know what I'm saying? Like, spreading the love, bro. You feel me? Where I'm wanted, where the love is at, shit, I'm going to be there, you feel me? So...
And just this past year, I know you've been jet setting all across the fucking country. Where were you before you came down to Laredo these past couple weeks?
I was in Austin for a little bit, but right before that, I was in Jersey, man. I was there for like 2 weeks. That shit is lit, bro.
That's fucking crazy, man.
It was like a movie. I felt like I was like in a those Scorsese movies.
Yeah.
That, like the dude that be doing like all those like mobster shit.
Yeah.
That shit was dope, bro.
And how you travel?
Flying. I fly out.
You fly. You just
When I land in Texas, I'll I have a whip, so I'll come from Laredo to San Antonio to Austin, like all those 3 cities.
You just
back
Uber
forth.
everywhere, right?
Nah. When I'm in Jersey or in LA, yeah. I live technically in LA, but I'm always, I live on Earth, bro, so I'm everywhere, bro. Like, right. You feel me? So I'm everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we got things going.
How'd you get started into like tattooing, bro? Can we start there? Like I want to go from point A to point LA.
Yeah. Shit, bro. I just remember like the youngest, me just people telling me to draw on them.
Right.
That was like a thought.
Damn,
you know what I mean? So like that's where I guess you could say it started. But maybe I remember in high school I would search up like YouTube videos, and like I immediately got discouraged because it was like, man, this is too much bullshit. I was like, man, I just want to pick up a fucking pencil and you know what I mean? Like, but obviously tattooing is there's a reason why not a lot of people do it. You know, I mean now it's growing and shit, but you know, still there's levels to that shit. And
100%.
Point being, bro. So that kind of discouraged me. You feel me? I would do a lot of graffiti. So I mean, for a moment there, I was kind of like, what I really wanted to do was, I don't even know how I was gonna make money. I just wanted to, tag up cities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that kind of like, I dropped out. I dropped out in 11th grade. Shit, first semester of 11th grade. I dropped out, and from there, shit just got real, bro. Grew up pretty quick after that. I was like, all right, this don't seem real. You know what I mean? So I kind of like revisited the tattooing thing, and at first it kind of is different, man, because there's like real deep history and culture into tattooing that not a lot of people know. There's some tattooers that know half of it. I'm myself, like I don't really know too much of it. I can't really speak on names or none of that, but I know how deep it goes, and the people who have helped me come up, they're pretty rooted. You know what I mean? So I respect it. Does that make sense? Like how those people respect that, I respect it. You feel me?
I shouldn't have watched Naruto, dude, because now everything is like, oh, he's a master, and like he's teaching me.
I don't watch that, bro. But on some real shit, what I have noticed about stuff like that, like Dragon Ball Z and shit like that, like how there's levels, bro.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's levels. Obviously it's exaggerated or whatever. Who knows, right? Maybe in another fucking world, but in this one right now, there's levels still. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, shit like that, man. But I don't even, what the fuck was I saying?
Oh, you were just saying how you learned so much knowledge and like I guess
coming into the tattoo hidden techniques.
Yeah, right. I mean, man, honestly, you're not too far from that. So
right. Okay, sure, right.
But that being said, it led me into with Marcos Rivera.
Okay.
At Horikawa. A lot of people know him in the city, and even before I started, before I worked at my first shop. I just knew like walking in his shop that I didn't know what the fuck. I didn't know none of that. I didn't have no, I guess you could say, respect for how tattooing works. I just wanted to like put shit on people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And fucking walking in, I just knew, I was like, that this dude knows what the fuck he's doing. You know what I'm saying? It was a different vibe. You know what I mean? And I didn't understand it at the time, but now that I know what I know, I'm like, it's different.
But what you mean, like a different, like as in like, this guy's taking his shit very serious and stuff, or what?
Yeah, bro, like very professional. Right. You know what I'm saying? Nice. And
like he's giving a service.
And not only like, and bro, keep in mind, this is before I meet him actually. Like that's already entering my head walking into the shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's, man, it's crazy, right? I think it's more exaggerated down here because we don't have a lot of that shit. It almost makes you feel like you're out of town.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm so used to it, but I know other people that come in, they're not used to seeing like the shop.
Me, dude,
you know what I mean?
I have 2 tattoos.
So like that's that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other shops that you walk in, which no disrespect, hustling, walking money, but you walk in and you're in Laredo still.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and because there's similarities between all those shops that you've been to. You know what I mean? Now it's growing though. I'm kind of speaking like a back then type deal,
right.
You know what I mean? But now there's there's more tattoo shops outside, and there's more people that know what's up. You feel me? Like the Tattoo Fest. You feel me? That brought a lot of more knowledge to people too. So
100%, dude. Shout out to one of the sponsors. So shout out to y'all.
But yeah, bro, fucking, you know, shit like that people, it brings more respect to what we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
hey, y'all, this episode of Aliens on the Border is brought to you by our sponsors, Guru Cats. Go ahead and check out Guru Cats on all their social media at Guru Cats. That's GURUCATZ. Check out their website at gurucats.com. Use our promo code AOTB for 10% off checkout.
10%.
Guru Cats is a book series. It's currently being developed into NFTs, even a music album. There's a lot of cool stuff behind the lore of Guru Cats. So go ahead and check that out. And have a good day. I love you. Bye.
And you get to like compare, kind of. You shouldn't, but you know what I'm saying. You get to compare how
peep game on the other side.
What you do have in your city, especially compared to when other people come in and visit and shit. So shit like that, you know how it's grown and whatnot. But
was Horikawa the first shop that you worked at?
Yeah, no, Ink Street.
Ink Street, okay.
Ink Street with Randy and Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are, and again, I only have these 2 tattoos, right? This I got from my homeboy, like, at his crib, and this I got to Caleb, shout out to you, at Iron Horse. So, like, I want to, like, get more, right? Yeah. But, like, I'm fucking trying to figure out, like, what exactly and with who, because I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, what?
I think the first part is liking their work.
Right.
And how, and it's not always like this. It doesn't always have to be like this. You feel me? Sometimes shit, you just walk in and
get something,
get some shit done. You feel me? But if you're really like on that type of deal, then, you know, looking and liking their work, not just like, oh, they do clean stuff, which is also, you know, good, but you know how they do their thing. You know what I mean? How it says that they did it.
Like the entire persona that you're walking into.
And then the next part is obviously like meeting them and shit and making sure you fuck with their vibe, bro. Because a lot of it, like 50% of that work is the vibe.
Yeah, because you're going to be there, like, depending on the size, you can be there like an hour or like fucking 3.
No,
right?
dude. Okay, so this used to look like a circle, just black, dude. It was just a circle of black. I asked for an earth, right? And it was bad, dude. It was horrible. Like, you didn't
Where did you go?
Okay, so I went to this this place that doesn't exist anymore. The guy, you know, just whatever. But it was used to be a good shop, right? And so, but when I went there, the guy was on the phone or whatever, and then he's like, all right, hold on. And he's like, okay, so what are you gonna want, whatever? And
what do you want?
The whole time I wasn't getting a good vibe, but I should have gone on my instinct there, but I just kept going. And like, so he's going already, right? He's like, I was like, oh, I just want an earth there or whatever. You know, obviously
I remember
blue and green, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And what's it called? So yeah, he just starts going at it, and like he's like halfway done, bro. And he's on the phone, and he's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Oh, it's because I'm on bars." And then I was just like, "Oh my god, bro,
dude!"
I was like, "Fuck, dude." I was like, but
man,
like I'm like, you're already halfway fucking done. Just finish it. And yeah, he finished it.
Son, that's wild.
No tip, right?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
What's it called? So yeah, and then it was super dark, right?
Bars.
And then it was super dark, and then I was just like, okay. And then he was like, I know I look super dark, but don't worry, the colors will come out, whatever. I'm like, all right, you know, fuck it, whatever. Like, you know, it starts peeling and then like never changed, dude.
Just a black circle.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, fuck. And like maybe like 3 months later, Gabe, shout out Porvida. I went up to him, I was like, dude, look, and he was just like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah. And Gabe fucking fixed it, dude. He fixed it, and he added some stuff. You could kind of see his style. He has like a traditional style type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he saved it, dude, because what the fuck? I was.
Who did you get the other one with?
This one also Gabe.
Oh, you have a Texas, right? Is that?
Yeah, it's a Texas State. I have a banner, but I haven't written anything in it, so it's just like an open canvas for that.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I used to actually have a really bad tattoo, but that was, I think, also the tattoo was on drug. I'm not gonna mention his name. I don't want to do it. But it was just a triangle, but like it was like.
Oh yeah,
his pen wasn't working.
Was it the Enter Shikari shit?
No, it was just a triangle. It was just like a triangle. No, I have the Enter Shikari looks here.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I had a triangle here, but like it was like faded in some parts, and it wasn't like a full black dark triangle. And I was like, God damn it, dude, why do I
say the name and I'll bleep it out.
I know, dude. I just got bad luck. Like, this is a cover up, and this one was a cover up. You know.
Damn. Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So, it's crazy that you say that because like those were I should have gone on my instinct with like
You're the vibe, man.
Yeah, and when you talk about this stuff, it's crazy. Like I compare it to other arts like culinary arts and shit. Like when you were talking about like seeing other people's work, like their like the tattoo fest and stuff. Like I was imagining it's like a culture of different parts of the of land where people cook a certain type of food and they bring it, you know what I mean? And then you kind of like enjoy it. You kind of be like, wow, whatever.
Like trying different flavors and
right,
shit.
right.
You know what's up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know
like
what's up.
and so I was like
too much cooking channel, bro.
So that's the way I was seeing it. I was like, okay, like that. When you explain it like that, that's how I interpret it.
Yeah, you're not wrong, bro. Fucking the vibe, man. And sometimes like, just because if it ain't your vibe, don't mean it's not the vibe. You feel me? It's not your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not personal at the end of the day. You feel me? So it's kind of like a little it's. I guess that's what makes some tattooers great. You feel me? Not only because of the work, but how they're able to control their environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's part of the high too. You feel me? Because sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're just, man, I can't control this. The only way at that point is being like, all right, well, maybe I'm not the mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
maybe I'm not the person. You feel me? Like if they're not going for it, then they're not going for it.
Right.
You know, and because at the end of the day, me personally, I have to, like, I just have to enjoy the vibe, you know? Because I'm trying to give you this fucking tattoo that I want you to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? And that feeling is what makes me feel like I'm able to give you that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And maybe now more than ever, I've been blessed with that opportunity and shit. Not all the time, but it's all good because, you know, at the end of the day, I still find a way to make sure I pull through with the tattoo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, no matter what, like, and there's little things that, you know, you work around and, you know, nothing's perfect. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I mean, you're going to walk out with a clean tat. You know what I'm saying? That's my priority, my goal at the end of the day. You feel me? Especially I'm getting paid. You know what I mean?
How long do you feel like it's taking you to develop the type of, like, your style, if you will? Like, do you feel like you have a style?
Nah, not really, bro. Not really.
Like
I mean, maybe some people might see that it's my shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that, like, you know, I'm sure that I think some people have. You know what I mean? That they'll see, like, oh, did Jerry do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in my head, I still feel like I'm still trying to figure it out. And to be real, dog, like, I still think I'm not nothing, to be real. Like, and I'm not. I'm like something this small. But in the city, I guess, you know, because there's not a lot of people.
Because people talk, bro. And I've heard it in there. Like, I've heard, like, oh, dude, I'm going with, like, Jerry, or like, hey, he's in town, I need to fucking book something. Like, you know, and like.
And I appreciate that, man.
It's
like,
just like, damn.
Because I don't, but that's not in my head. You feel me? Me, I'm just getting ready. I'm out here trying to work. I'm trying to vibe. I'm trying to spread this shit. Like, you feel me? On my own personal goals and making sure that I'm Gucci. You feel me? I'm good in the head. That I'm like, you know, I'm loving and you feel me? You feel me?
In a good mind space and shit.
Always, bro. Because I'm trying to spread that shit. You know what I mean? Last thing I want to do is be in a bad position and spread that shit. You know what I mean? I don't want my shit to be other people's bullshit. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta do what I'm concentrated on my goals, on my dreams, on my thing. You feel me? Trying to give myself all that, so I'm able to give more to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's daily, bro. Like, it's daily. You feel me? But shit, we here, man.
I think I took you away from the story of, like, from the point A to where you're out now. That we stopped at the part where you go in and you feel a certain vibe, like, because you were being taught by this one artist that you said, like, oh, this guy just made me, like, feel a certain way, you know, he's very professional or whatever. So you went from there. He showed you the ropes or what?
Basically, bro. Shout out Randy and shout out Kevin. They gave me the first opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They taught me a lot. Still, bro, like, I learned a lot. You feel me? Like,
you got your training wheels on,
man. Some funniest motherfuckers I know down here, bro. Like, but yeah, shout out them, bro. But definitely with Marcos, he for sure taught me how to, like, put ink on skin. Does that make sense? Like, there's a craft to that has nothing to do with art. It has nothing to do with drawing or nothing. How to put ink on skin is its own thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. So to that motherfucker, like, I owe him everything. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody's shit, but if I'm gonna say something like that,
yeah,
that's the motherfucker that taught me how to put ink on skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole art part of it, I guess you could say, like in like your own drawings and all that, because not every tattooer does that, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But your own art of that has nothing to do with actual tattooing. You know what I mean? You apply that later after you learn how to fucking tattoo.
Yeah, like how to put ink on skin.
How to put in a clean line and solid color or solid bold black or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what tattooing is. You know, that's what I was brought up on.
Okay, so this guy, it was Randy and this other guy that you said that were the ones who showed you the ropes?
Yeah.
At the beginning, that was the first shop.
They kind of, like I learned, this is what I learned there. I learned how to talk to people.
Okay.
You feel me? How to like, sell your shit.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
How to set up, clean, you know what I mean?
Okay. And that's how everyone starts, right? Like if you don't know anything about tattooing.
Like the literal basics of like being in the shop.
It's like going to a barber shop and they tell you, okay, you're just going to, pick up the hair and, do
facts, which you can learn. I mean, honestly, you can learn all that without even having to learn how to want a tattoo.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me? Like if they would need a front person or whatever.
Right.
Bullshit like that. But point being is, that opportunity, that first like, step.
Yeah. Right.
You feel me? But what holds really, bro, is like, I mean, if I don't know how to tattoo, if I don't know how to put ink on skin, and
you're not getting paid.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
so and that's why to that, like, I give it to Marcos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that motherfucker gave me that.
How long did it take you to go from the first shop into Horikawa?
Like 2 years. I started working there like right before I turned 18, like a month or so, or 2 weeks, not even a month. And I left when I was like 20. So like 2 years, because I turned 21. Horikawa, I remember that shit.
So you're saying 2 years you were with Marcos, or 2 years you were?
2 years I started at Ink Street, and then right after that I put up on Marcos.
Okay.
Man, that shit was crazy. Yeah.
And so, where are you living? Like, are you just living out of your car? Are you living like? Is your parents helping you out? Like,
in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I'm like,
right now,
I live in grimy. Damn, bro. I feel you.
You thought I was judging you and shit.
Where do you live? Do you live on the street, or where'd you pull up?
My security.
You know a place, bro? I'll help you out, bro.
God damn, bro. But
no, I meant at the time.
In the moment, I was living with my sister.
Right.
I was living with my sister at the time. And, okay. When I left when I left Ink Street, right?
Well, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so I was living there, bro. You know what's crazy, bro? Like, I remember, like leaving, right, and picking up my shit, putting it all. I had this desk, right, and I was putting on my shit. And, I just wanted to, like, be quick, so my dumb ass was, like, I'm just saying I feel stupid, but I put all my shit in the desk.
Right.
And,
you were young, dude. We all did stupid shit.
Yeah, man. You feel me? And I put my machines there, like, a whole bunch, like, over a couple grand worth of shit, right? And we put it in the truck, and we faced the things like outside, right? Like you know what I mean. So put in the
God damn it.
Yeah, y'all.
God damn it.
I'm gonna take a sip to that. He said, yo, straight
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Y'all already know where that shit's going, man. Yo, but you have no idea. And I was fucking broke as fuck at the time.
Right.
Like,
so it means something, right?
Bro, that was how I was gonna make money.
Yeah,
man.
Right.
But shit,
that's crazy.
Bro. Yeah, man. And
you had the career just taken away from you, right? your plans, like, nope.
Yo, that shit was too crazy. But you know what it was so movie about this shit. This happened in the intersection, bro. Like, this happened in the intersection of International and McPherson.
Right.
Right where Subway's at. And
yeah.
So like, I fucking turned that left, like turning into right where Subway and then the.
And you heard it, or what?
Gas station?
Right,
bro. Like, whatever. I just fucking turned and shit. And I parked. I lived in the apartments at the time, like behind the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
And I parked, whatever. And we're taking my homie. Shout out D. He was like helping me out. And he's like, "Yo, Jerry, like, tell me you took this," because he saw the things open, right?
Oh no.
He's like, "Tell me you took this shit down," like. And I'm looking. I'm like, dude, tell me you're fucking with me. Like, tell me you're playing with me right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and he's like, you told me you're playing with me, and I'm like, fuck. And immediately, bro, my heart just dropped, bro. I was like, and I just looked like over the truck. I just remember like looking over the truck, and I see a trail of papers, like, and I'm like, I was like, all right, I'm fucked.
I know this is random, but like I'm looking at this as like a beautiful thing because in that moment it feels like your life is over. You know, like or you're you know, but crazy. You're not. You're here with us. You know, you're still fucking. You're making money.
Yeah,
you know, you're traveling the country and shit, and it's crazy. Like going back to it's a beautiful. Like I'm playing both scenarios at the same time. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, you know, you're not wrong, bro. Shit, that shit made me hella grateful because I remember that feeling and that shit sucked. I'm going walking and looking for my machines. One of them, they're fucked up. One of them was kind of like maybe. Actually, he did save it. But point being, and I still had to go interview for Marcos.
Damn.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in a couple days, I still had to go and like see if he was gonna give me a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you took
like,
a leap of faith, kind of just getting out of the street.
But you know, so I feel
did it feel like showing up to band practice without the guitar and shit?
I mean, I guess so. I don't know how that. But if you're exactly, I'm assuming you know. Yeah. You feel like, why am I even here? Like I'm embarrassing myself right now. I'm looking like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Right. And man, so I remember just like being so like, yo, what? Like, how am I gonna make money and shit? Which there's plenty of ways. I was just being a bitch at the end of the day, but in the moment, I felt those feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, man. And then I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna put him on the spot, and I'm just gonna be like, if he can at least sell me a machine. I knew he made machines. You feel me? So like,
shit.
You feel me? I knew he made machines. So I'm like, maybe he can like just help me out. You feel me? There was one machine that I thought, which was funny because it was the other one that was good, but there was like, all right, he at least can use one machine for parts or some shit. So I'm like, maybe I can do this, and maybe he can give me half off on another one.
Yeah.
And fuck it, I'll hustle it. You know what I'm saying? I'll hustle that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even as a job, just I forgot about the job, bro. I was like, I literally straight up like, fuck the job. Like, and I need a machine now. You know what I mean? Like, so whatever. And I so I got ready for that shit. And bro, I remember the next day, like, cause it was still 2 days after, like 2 days before the interview. The next day, I fucking slept all day, like. Was just depressed, bro.
Fuck.
Damn.
That shit, like, I don't think I've ever felt like. Thank God I haven't felt like that in a minute. But that was probably like one of the few times, if not the only time, that I felt like that. And then the next day,
the day of the interview.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, after that, like, I fucking just got ready, bro. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get, walk
Shake it off.
What happens.
Right? I had no whip. Like, I was broken in the motherfucker, and I just like money, but. Mentality.
You took it. If he says no, he says no.
And then, well, and the next day I woke up with different shit.
Right.
I was like, like exactly. If he says no, ni pedo, like, let's.
We're gonna figure this bitch out.
100. You feel me? Like, got over it. You slept it off, I guess you could say, right?
Right.
And pulled up, whatever, and like, still this weight on my chest, And I remember telling him like, yo, bro, before we talk about a job. There's some shit that happened, like, and he's just like, like looking at me like, what the fuck, and then I'm like, I put my machines and whatever, all this shit, and what I said, right, all the shit fell out, and then I showed him the machines, and I'm like, tell me why this motherfucker starts cracking the fuck.
God damn it,
yo, this motherfucker, bro. Starts laughing his ass off, and like me, all heartbroken, like
right.
You know what I mean?
Tears in your eyes,
type shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's drinking your tears,
literally like a little fucking puppy dog face. And
right.
Shit. Yeah. Goddamn, bro. But shout out him, bro. He started laughing, and I laughed too. But it was just like, damn, okay, It was nothing,
right.
And he's like, oh man, don't worry about that. Like he's like, I'll fix that, like right away, bro. So in a moment, like. Boom. That weight just left.
Isn't it crazy, like, bro? Shit. Like I mean I talked with Josh about this. I don't know what Middle Eastern guy said this quote or whatever, but it's pretty much about worrying, and like it leads to nothing, dude. Except I feel like worrying is a weapon we have just to like work on it. Like
facts.
Because
stay aware.
Yeah, because if you worry and can you control it? You can, then don't worry. You can't control it, then don't worry. That's it. And that's it. That's all you can do.
It's funny when you say that, because if you don't understand how to feel things,
right?
How to like feel the moment,
right?
Then that doesn't make sense to some people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I explain that, and that's what I call the truth. And people don't understand that shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like yes, but no. You feel me? That's one of the most contradicting things you can say. But you feel when I say that shit.
Yeah,
you understand what
sense,
the fuck it means. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know how to explain it, but you understand what it means.
I feel that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, bro. And you know when you speak truth, when you back up what the fuck you're talking about because you live it. Yeah. You feel me? People feel that shit.
Right.
You know, just the same way you feel bullshit. You know what I mean? Right. You can feel a real motherfucker, bro. You can feel the real good shit, man. Oh, I love that shit. I love that high, bro.
So this is Marcos, right? That you're talking to in this part. Okay, so how long are you working with him, or he gives you the job, or what happens?
Yeah, bro. He gave me the job, and he's like, when do you want to start? And I'm like, bro, it was
right now.
Yeah, nothing but gravy after that. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. So, and I'm not saying, just my mentality, like how I woke up that day, like I was like, like that. Everything just seemed brighter, bro. And when I say that, I mean literally visually.
Yeah, dude. Like
the day seemed brighter.
That's beautiful, dude.
Going from like fucking sleeping in all day
and
shit.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, I remember, shout out Slim, bro. I remember being like smoking in the car with this motherfucker, and telling him like, "Yo, bro, I miss that," because that feeling, like, there was a moment where that feeling left. You know what I mean? And I remember like telling him how I would always talk about that feeling.
Yeah.
And the whole story and shit. I'm like, man, I was fucking high, bro. Like, because I've done shrooms. We've all fuck with shrooms and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me? So like, and I knew that I didn't need drugs to feel that feeling.
Right.
I already knew that shit. You feel me? And I hadn't done. I don't really fuck with them. I just done them before. I don't really fuck with psychedelics too much. Like I don't judge, but I just me personally.
Yeah, like it's your own preference.
Honey, and I would tell him that shit all the time. Like, damn, I just know that I need to keep going and shit. Like, it's all good. You feel me? But I can't wait to feel that fucking feeling again. You feel me? And bro, when it came back, let me tell you, bro, it's been nonstop, bro. Like, I can't turn it off.
That's
I
good.
Can't turn it off, bro. Like,
that's
and
cool,
which,
dude.
Yeah, honey, and it makes some people uncomfortable sometimes, which sucks, cause like,
yeah, like you're just fucking right in the vibe.
And honey, on top of that, bro, I'm just trying to help. Like, you feel me? Like, I can't, and especially if I'm speaking, like, I can't tell you something that I haven't lived. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, don't take it so personal. It's personal to me. You feel me? Because I'm able to tell you this shit and I'm able to share this shit.
Right.
But it's not like personal.
Yeah, it's like nothing to
I
do
mean?
with
You don't have
the
to
shit
guess,
you're going through. Or
honey, you feel me? I'm just trying to. Like,
this is my perspective on the shit I've been through.
Honey, bro. So if they keep their mind open and stay out there like emotional feelings,
like don't put a barrier or defense, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And they just pay attention to the truth, which is like the love, right? That will open and that will even let me know if I didn't say the right thing. Right. If they stayed open to that idea.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because I don't give a fuck about being right. I'm just trying to help.
Right.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but shit, that high, bro. That high, that like everything's brighter, like feeling like you can control the room, but not like in a controlling way.
Yeah, like
that's such a negative
control
thing.
Versus like manipulate.
Well, but even manipulating is not the definition of that. There's a definition to that.
Yes.
Now the negative thing behind that's on people, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not on the word. Like,
right.
You feel me? I can say the same thing, but because I know what it has behind that word, I don't use that word.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? But I know my intentions.
It's the receiver and the acceptor.
Honey. So, and in my intentions, you feel me?
That's
Why?
Like,
I can say I'm gonna manipulate this water to be cleaner or whatever the fuck, or I'm gonna put this to be closer to my homie because I want my homie to just grab it and have a better day that day.
Right.
My intentions was to help. You know what I'm saying? My intentions were for the vibe.
Right.
You feel me? Now it sounds weird saying manipulate, right? But that's my thing to that.
Right. Like,
you know what I mean? Like
using the word for the word, not necessarily all the baggage that comes attached to the word.
Bro. Like, but see, like, but I'm aware of that shit. I'm aware of how people react to, you feel me? So I'm always constantly like, all right, this and that. Like, I'm okay. Like, I feel you. You feel me? And I have to make sure that also, because I'm human. You feel me? So that I'm in my 10 and not taking things personal either. Because it happens. Just because I'm fucking aware don't mean like, you feel me? But this process is like quick, bro. You know what I mean? And it almost looks
like you gotta be able to self-regulate.
Man, it almost looks bipolar. And who knows? Maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know, bro. But maybe
I am bipolar.
Yeah, man. Maybe I am losing a nut or two. But But shit, I mean, I gotta trust the process, bro.
Right.
You feel me? And you know, I believe, bro. And, you know, all my homies, all my loved ones can vouch for that shit.
Dude, like for some reason, like what you were just saying right now reminded me of that the intro to Kanye's album, the one that's just Yay. I thought about killing myself and I love me more than I love you, or something like that, dude. Like I was just like, damn, like this motherfucker.
I don't really jam
like,
Kanye, but hey, man, that's some truth.
Like
That's crazy.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like
I've never heard it.
You've never. Oh,
but
my
just you
fucking
saying
God.
it sounds cool.
Like
It sounds cool.
I would. He's coming across the point of like, why would I not kill you if I thought about killing myself and I love me more than I love you?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, it's just like a beautiful way of like, this motherfucker. Like, god damn, that's so good.
I get it.
But like, I don't know. I just got into like that mindset. Not that mindset, but like I thought of that when, with what you just brought up right now, dude. But like going back to the journey of Jerry.
Right.
My bad. I keep getting
No.
I ran on like.
Nah, that's what the fuck it's all about.
It's like the main story, and then you're going into little side quests. You know what I'm saying?
Side hustles. Boom, right here.
So where were we at? We're at
we're at Horikawa here, and so
job. I started there.
Yeah. Right. So
basically, I started there.
So how long are you working there? Like before you said
I left
the next yeah.
I'm 26 right now, and 20. It's been 2 years since COVID, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2020 was COVID.
And 2 years fucking fly, bro.
Crazy.
But
got a son
from 20 to 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how much you were there. Okay, so
yeah,
then
4 years.
So then 2020 happens, and when did you decide? Okay, I'm gonna go to another city or whatnot. You know,
man. Honestly, bro, I was fucking being a dummy, bro. Like for a fat minute.
What
you know
mean?
what I mean?
Like
just fucking up, bro. Just
you got content or
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
you feel me? Yeah, I got too comfortable. You feel me? I always had like
a drive, but something happened.
You know, yeah, I think just negative shit, bro. I got myself in my head and shit. Then the other day, I'm gonna hold myself accountable no matter what the fuck was going on around me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because I put myself in certain positions. You know what I mean? And how I feel now, how good I feel. Shout out me too. You know what I mean? But at the time, like I fucked up. You know. And
lesson learned.
100. And you feel me? Before I was gonna ruin a relationship, and it was crazy how it happened too. You know. Like the COVID and all that, like, cause it was literally like right after the shutdown, bro. That's I did.
You were like, peace.
Yeah, bro. And I had a talk with Marcos and shit, and and he understood, bro. Nothing but love, bro. And I was just happy that I just didn't want to feel like I was letting him down or leaving him behind.
Bad blood, nothing.
And then especially after the whole COVID shit,
right.
You feel me? But, bro, I was so unhappy where I was at. And not necessarily, like, the shop, but my environment.
I get you, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was so fucking unhappy, bro. And I was just like, yo, like, I was ready to take action, man. Like, I was like, which was good. Because even though I was unhappy, I wasn't trying to be stuck and,
Yeah, like, you were
like, I was very aware. And I had this fucking feeling that I had to go get something done.
Here's a question that I've been wanting to ask. Because I know that you mentioned that you, before even getting to tattooing or whatever, you were already into like artistry and drawing and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And you mentioned you don't necessarily feel like you have a specific style of your own just yet. But what I wanted to ask was like, what are some of the types of things that you feel
I like doing more?
Yeah, you vibe with the most.
I love black and gray. Anything.
I was gonna tell you. I went onto your Instagram. And I was noticing most of the pictures you have up there are black ink and stuff. I'm just like,
bro.
This is probably his thing. Like he likes.
Honey, and don't get me wrong, I have a hard time saying it is, but it's obvious, I guess you could say.
Because you do
but
it.
Just because I respect tattooing so much that like, I also take pride in doing fucking anything.
Right.
You feel me? Like if I feel like I can do it, I would do it. Not necessarily like I'm gonna do everything, but if I feel like I can do a good job to that, then I'm like, all right, let's take it on, and that's the first step, and then it's the vibe, and then seeing how this person is, and if they fuck with me, even if I can be myself, you feel me? Because some people don't like how I am.
Yeah, some people just want you to like do your shit,
bro. Sometimes and I get why, but also I'm just being me, man. I'm learning daily.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I gotta do that shit. We'll go through that process, and Do you do any of the work that you have on yourself? Like, do you do it? I have done some some bullshit little.
It's always the legs, right?
Here I have one that says fuck
It's
it.
like a table and shit.
My first one was some rose here, like a traditional style, I guess. But
would that be like this? Is that traditional rose?
Yeah, that's pretty. That's
okay.
pretty old school. And motherfucking, I fucked that fucking thing up, and and then I did one here that says fuck it, and then right after that I did one below that says family. So like it looks, people always fuck with me
it,
like
family.
Yeah. Literally all the time. Bro. And it's funny because my dumb ass ain't never thought about it like that because I'm just practicing.
Yeah, of course.
I'm looking at it as a fucking piece of paper and me just writing random fucking things, you know. So for real, bro. Like I'm trying to learn. I can't give a fuck, you know. And
just draw Vin Diesel under it,
man. That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one.
Well, what about the stuff that you have like on your arms? Do you go to like one person over and over, or do you?
Marcos, for the most part, and this is just because I'm just trying to get tatted, you know. So, and he's the motherfucker that taught me. You feel me? And still to this day, bro, it still teaches me things, bro. Sometimes when I could text him, call him, and bro, this motherfucker, shout out this dude, bro. Love you, Marcos. I'll chill if he sees this shit, man. I love that motherfucker. But yeah, you know, that's kind of the process of shit.
That's pretty fucking intense. Like,
okay, what was the first city you went to? Like when you left?
LA.
Yeah.
Oh no, San Antonio.
Okay.
I was in San Antonio for a little bit. I was like for 6-8 months.
What made you choose that?
Just getting out of the city, bro.
Right.
And you know I love Laredo, bro. So I didn't, like, a big part of me didn't want to leave.
Right.
I didn't want to be that motherfucker that ran away from their problems and shit.
Right.
You know, because people tend to do that shit when really, like, that's not what it is. Like, you left.
It was right in front of your face.
Sometimes you bring that 100 always, bro, and and you brought it to the next place.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
a lot of people that left Laredo, dude, for that same reason, don't understand that fucking demon is inside you.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, it's not
La
around
Llorona's gonna follow you everywhere. That bitch is inside of you.
And I see him on social media all the time, dude. Like still fucking in that like same mentality. I'm just like, whoa. Like it was just like, that's crazy how you thought it was the city, but you know, you thought. And maybe the environment raised you that way, but it's still up to you, you know.
Bro, and
but anyway,
when I realized that shit, like, I was like, you know what, bro? Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't feel like that. You get me? Because I know that I'm not running away from nothing. I'm facing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
you were soul searching, right?
I guess so.
Like,
I mean, like, you know, did I tell myself I'm soul searching? No.
Right.
But if that's what it was, that's what it was. I was out here, and you know what's crazy? Like, because in what we see, it looks like, motherfucker, you tattoo. Why are you looking for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, which I knew, which I almost felt ungrateful that I wasn't grateful for having like what I did have.
Yeah, like doing something.
But I had to figure it out because at the end of the day, I didn't feel that feeling.
Right.
So I had to go and do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? And go and get it. You know what I'm saying? And do it really, because that's what getting it is doing it. You know, it might not feel real at first, but you're doing it.
Yeah, if I can make an observation from like what you mentioned, where you didn't want to feel like you were running away from something. I don't think that, and I know you already know this, but to kind of like bring the point across is like what you mentioned before, where a lot of shit around you was just going bad because you felt like you were comfortable, and then sometimes when you get comfortable, that's when like, you know, like what the fuck is the saying? Idle hands are the devil's playground or whatever the fuck. So like moving to somewhere else to challenge yourself and like is the thing. It's not like I'm running away from my problems, but I'm challenging myself with like,
facts, bro.
Can I in this new environment? You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Right. And it's that talk within yourself, like that you have to trust, bro, because you know it sounds crazy and you feel crazy even, bro, but I mean shit, this is your world, man. And when I say this is my world, I mean like y'all should say that.
It's from your point of view, man.
You know exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It don't mean that like people in front of me are not important.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like not at all, man. Like I follow love at the end of the day. You feel me? And the real shit, not the corny shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, San Antonio, shout out San Antonio. I was there for a little minute and
did you have family over there?
Yeah, my older brother and my sister.
Okay, that's where you stayed at.
Yeah. In the beginning with my bro and then with my sister, I lived with them.
And what made you be like? And then from there you went to LA, right?
Yeah, I came back. Me and my homie had a talk, and it was funny, bro, because we've talked about that for years, like for 3 years. I think.
We gotta go to LA or what?
Yeah, bro. Like,
what was the
reason?
It's
because our homie lived over there, and he came back to Laredo and shit, and we just, he wanted to go back, and that me, I already knew about tattoo shit at that time, like,
right.
So I knew how much tattooing was appreciated over there,
for sure.
You know what I mean? And art, just in general, like the art scene, and not necessarily like the wine and cheese art, and that too, but I mean more like street shit.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? And because like that's the way I see what I do. Does that make sense? Like, apart from tattooing, just that street culture. You know what I mean? And so I it made sense to me. It makes sense to me, and I love being around my raza, bro. Like, I love, you feel me? And I know how it is over there and shit. So, that just made me feel like,
I'm about to go to LA for like an entire week. This upcoming week. What are some things that I should like maybe do while I'm there?
Be safe.
Damn.
Be safe.
Nah, bro, you have no idea.
It's because, dude, yeah, like I have a band too, and a lot of people tell me, dude, this, like, you would make it in LA. They always tell me like that people from LA would love this music.
This episode of Aliens on the Border is also brought to you by Porvida Tattoos. Go ahead and check out Gabe at Porvida Tattoos. Tell them Aliens on the Border sent you, and go ahead and check out their info. You can book your appointment on their website at porvidacs.com. Also check them out on Instagram at Porvida Tattoos. A lot of cool stuff that Gabe's been doing around the town. Big supporter of the podcast. Please go show them some love. Also go check out another one of our sponsors, Consafos Print Co. They've got the best quality prints, best quality shirts. I personally own a handful of them, and I've been wearing them on stage for like 3 years now, and they still hold up to this day. So again, go ahead and check out their stuff at csprintco.com. They've got stickers, buttons, keychains, all sorts of different knickknacks that you can check out on there, and you can also take a look at their beautiful stock of shirts. So go ahead and check that out. Also follow them on Instagram at csprintco. They recently underwent kind of a hacking situation that happened where they lost their original account.
Yes.
So we do want to help them build up their followers as well. So go ahead and follow them at CS Print Co.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
And because it has like a Sublime vibe, Red Hot Chili Peppers vibe.
Man, you go on. Sorry, bro. You do need to go, but go on.
That's what I'm saying.
Leave, go,
That's
bro,
what I'm saying.
Leave.
But that same reason that I'm afraid that like we're gonna be traveling there and then someone's gonna be like, "Ooh, look, guitar, boom," snatch that shit. And but
it's definitely possible, but it's also like a lot of it is gotta trust your self-awareness. You gotta trust what you're doing.
Right.
You get me, like, and live intentionally. Like, you get me, like look ahead. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can't. You can't. And if it does, then fuck it. You feel me? But at the same time, like, I mean, no fear, bro. You can't move. You said,
right.
You know what I mean? You said that, so
no doubt, no fear.
You feel me?
Yep.
Exactly. So you can't, at that point, to answer that
could
shit,
be an excuse.
So 100 to answer that thing, throw that fear away.
Yeah, you're right.
And do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Point being, it is dangerous though. Like, you can't be like walking around, and it's not like that for everybody. Like, if you look like prey, they will pray.
Right.
You feel me? And I'm not trying to make LA look like it's super crazy horrible.
Right.
You feel me? And to be real too, my world's a little different from most.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
True.
But it is, it is a little more crazier than down here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And when you're flashy and shit like that, and then not even that, like me, I've been checked already twice or 3 times, I think. Like, they've been try to check me, like G-check me, like trying to, like, hey, gang bang. Like, it's funny, man. That shit's funny as hell. Like,
tell me about that. What happened? The
first time was literally it wasn't my first day in LA, but it was the first day that we got the place. And we live on a pretty, like, it's pretty hood, but it's not the grimiest.
Yeah, like it's not South Central.
Nah, it ain't. Shit ain't. And shout out South Central though, because it's not that bad, but but it's pretty, it's pretty close, I guess. I say. At least in my street. You know what I'm really saying is the hood is hood, but my street is pretty decent.
Upper South Central.
It's one of the cleanest. I'm in. I actually shouldn't say this.
Don't say, you can say the general area. If you want
So whatever. I'm close to downtown though, and there's this fucking street. We live on the same street that there's a cop station at.
Oh shit. Okay.
You know what I mean? And we live in between 2 schools. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right.
There's
so
literally 2 schools right in between. Like we're in the middle.
Yeah.
And
So it ain't that bad.
You know, our street. Right. You know, which it's not in LA standards, but man, it's still like, you know, there's a liquor store in the corner, which is crazy now that I think about it, because there's a fucking school right there. Yeah. But anyways,
liquor store, fucking gun store,
the gang shit, that motherfucker, fucking clown, bro. And so I go and I fucking turn this corner, and was that oh yeah, what did he say? Because I'm mixing up the last time. Oh yeah, this motherfucker, like, he's like, hey man, you game bang? Like, but he said it with such enthusiasm.
Like, hey, what's up, bro?
Like he wanted to
like
say what's up to me.
You got Pokemon cards?
Man, and shout out. I'm not gonna lie, I give him props because that was probably intentional, and he probably his thing was to catch me off guard.
Yeah.
So props to you, because you did, motherfucker. And he just like, he's like, hey, you game bang, bro? Like, and my dumb ass, I'm not, I don't move like that, bro. Like, and I'm not in Laredo. All that shit's not. It ain't really like that. Like, there's little things here and there, but they don't. It ain't game bang on some ignorant ass shit.
Yeah,
motherfuckers were really banging on motherfuckers Zane from their hood.
Yeah,
right. It's because we're surrounded by military bases here. You know what I mean?
And on top of that, bro, we're a fucking border town. All that shit kind of, you know what it is. You know what it is. Right. You know what I mean? We're raised not to, say much and shit and all that. But it's all that gang shit is not too heavy. It's more influence from what goes on across.
100%. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And mostly everyone here is fucking like Mexican American, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like gonna be different in a place like LA, bro, where there's chingos of different races.
Don't get me wrong, Laredo has its things. You feel me?
Oh, 100%, bro.
And you feel me?
If you want the underworld, you can find it real quick.
Yeah, facts. And it's just different. It's a different type of
the underworld. Yeah,
it's a different type of shit. Like they'll threaten you like differently. You know what I mean? And which is more real. Which is why people don't talk about it a lot.
Sure. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And point being, over there, they was checking me and shit, and it was just some child on, bro. It was a little kid with some older motherfucker. And the older motherfucker was just standing there. He didn't do nothing. And the kid's telling me that. And I'm like, I didn't process in my head because I'm like, I know what it is to check somebody. But the way he said it didn't process in my head. Yeah. So I'm like, what, bro? Like, not even like on some attitude, And he's like, you gang bang? Like, all happy again. And I'm like, oh, nah, G. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, nah. Because I'm matching his enthusiasm.
Right.
I'm like, it sounds like you not threatening me.
Right.
And he he just didn't sound threatening. And then, so he's like, and then he switched up as soon as I said no. He's just like, I don't know what the fuck. He's like, get to stepping, like, I don't know what the fuck. Keep moving. Some of my
right.
Just told me to keep walking, basically.
Right.
And I just looked. I gave him that Westbrook meme face, like, what
the fuck you talking about?
Like, I was just looking, and I'm like, man, all right, whatever. Like, I can't, because he's a kid, bro.
Sure.
He's a kid. And on top of that, I really don't know. I don't know, man. Motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't
there's
know
some ignorant shit that goes out, bro. Like, there's.
He looked like 17 around that, or what?
I guess so, bro.
Right,
young. You feel me? And on top of that, like, it's not. Also, I know how crazy it is over there. I've already, like, it was not just because it was my first day in the place that we got. We've been there before,
right?
Yeah.
And I know how motherfuckers get stupid.
Right.
I don't know, I don't know gun on me. I'm nothing. You feel me? Like this and then on top of that, I don't really want that.
Yeah, like you're not walking around with that type of energy.
You feel me? And this motherfucker, I don't know if he's ready to prove something. He's a youngster. You feel me? Like out there is a little, their hush is a little more.
Is this an initiation, right?
Type, you know what I mean? So like, and I was in there stuck thinking all that, but all these things just real quick, just looked at him and gave him like, what the fuck?
Right.
And then I just like, I walked into the store and it got me heated, bro. Like as a man, your pride and shit. You feel me? I try not to be stupid, but you feel me? Like I for sure was kind of like, damn, this kid just fucking checked me. Like I fucking slapped the fuck out of you, kid. Like, but then I'm like,
we were in Laredo,
type shit, bro. Like,
right.
But that's just my ignorant. Like that's just my bad shit, right?
Sure.
And I'm in the liquor store with my homie and shit, and I'm telling my homie, I'm like, hey, just truchas, bro, because you feel me? If this motherfucker tells me something again, I can't be prey.
Right.
You feel me? I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't be prey because if he works this block and I'm out here, I'm my first time I'm gonna be in this liquor store.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like I'm like, if I let this motherfucker think I'm prey and he keeps seeing me, he's going. I'm not gonna let him think that shit. I'm not gonna let him even get comfortable with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, at some point, you know, and I gotta walk by that. I'm not necessarily like act tough guy, but walk by like I'm protecting myself because I'm gonna live here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I gotta trust. I gotta trust me. I gotta trust my intentions.
Right.
I'm not out here trying to fucking slap a kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta make sure he knows that I'm not here to get punked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it could go. Who knows? Could have gone left, right? But you know, so I'm out here telling my homie and shit, and then he's just like, yeah, like. He's like, all right, just stay aware, because he's with another dude too. So I'm like, just stay aware, because he's gonna say something. I'm gonna say something, and I need you to be like on your 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, for sure. Like, all right, cool. So we walk out, and they're not there no more.
Oh shit, they just
so
nice.
but you know, again, like,
yeah, dude.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just trusted my shit, and life took him away from my fucking path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I trusted my gut, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And life.
Yeah, you're not out here fucking being a malandro for no reason.
Nah, man, like, not at all, bro. Like, you feel? And I'm not perfect, bro, but I'm not out here trying to be nothing. Like, I'm just me, and I support what I support, and you feel me? People fuck with me, bro. Like, it's not, you know, it's not.
What happened the second time?
The second time was. This was in the day, bro, because that time was at night, and then the second time was in the day, and these motherfuckers seemed like they were on some shit, like, you know, on something, like on some junkie shit.
Yeah,
but youngsters
yeah.
también, like chavalones, I could just see it in their face, bro, and they're all yadded up too, they're all tatted, but I can see it in their fucking face, and I'm walking, right, that same fucking gas station, that same liquor store, I'm sorry, and I see them from like in the parking lot, there's junkies, and you know, which is crazy. That's kind of why I'm saying, like, in our street it's pretty, but as soon as you turn those corners, bro, there's junk shit. Like,
that's crazy.
You feel me? There's a home. They're like in our street for some reason. Like, every time a homeless tries to settle in our street, you can towards the edge. Not can, but they do towards the edge. But once you go closer to the schools, they'll take your ass out of there. You know what I mean? Point being, I'm there and I'm walking and I see these fucking two fools. Like, I don't know what they were telling, but they were talking to some junkie, right? And so I'm like, chinga. I already fucking knew. I was like, fuck, whatever. Fuck it, let's see. So I keep walking. And then they didn't see. No. I'm walking out. I already had went. I'm walking out. And I see him from the corner of my eye. And then that moment that I see him from the corner of my eye, they turned around too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, as soon as we made that eye contact, bro, I was like, fuck, these motherfuckers are going to come and try some shit. Like,
right.
So I kept walking, and then they like, I can see them, bro, like from the parking lot. Right. And I'm like, we kind of meet up in the corner. Yeah. And they're like, you know, I like a movie, bro. Hey, you gang bang, like the whole thing. You feel me? And I'm like, I just look at them. I'm like, nah, bro, like, nah, like, and they're like, yeah, that's what's, I don't know what the fuck, like, this is our hood, like, I don't know. They said some shit, and I just kept walking. Nothing, like, nothing. And I already know, like, a couple motherfuckers from that street. One's an old head, you feel me, he's older and whatnot, and one's a younger cat, like maybe closer to my age, and you know, like, you know, dapped up, you know, respect type shit, right? So I know, like, and it's funny, bro, because I've had those moments, and every time, like, I forget to talk to him, because I just want to make sure, like, hey, bro, you feel me? I don't know how y'all be working the block here. I don't know what's up. I don't know if y'all like these kids or what's up. You feel me? Like, I just need y'all to know that I live here. You know what I mean? I can't have that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they'll take care of that.
Yeah,
you feel me? Because that's their shit. You feel me? So I'm trying to say the most without saying the most, because I'm not. You know what I mean? So, point being, I ran into the younger cat, and every time I ran into the older dude, I would forget, because it had already happened. And the younger cat, I told him, and he's like, hey man, these fucking youngsters, you know, trying to check me, bro. What the fuck, like? And he's like, oh, this and that. He described them, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, man, fuck them motherfuckers. Like, slap the fuck out them, whatever. He's like, you good, bro? That ain't nothing, this and that. They're dumbasses, all this bullshit. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, at least now I know what the fuck I'm dealing with.
Like, you got some
I mean?
fucking context.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm like, I bet. Like, he's like, nah, yeah. Like, he started giving me other rundowns and shit. I'm like, all right, cool. Just making sure, you feel me? Because, you know, they show love. Like, that mother, like, he lives literally, like, right in front of my, like, in my same street and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you're at this, like, you move in, you room, right? You have roommates now in this place?
Yeah.
So you go here, and what are you doing, like, now? Like, do you open up a shop, or what happens in LA?
In LA, well, I travel, bro. So my main goal with that, I don't really want to live anywhere
in
right
one
now.
place.
Yeah,
right.
Like where I pay rent, all that has nothing to do with where I live.
That's cool.
You feel me? So like, I live on Earth when I say that. It sounds funny, and it is funny. I say it as a joke, but I'm also very serious when I say.
No,
that.
I find it awesome.
know
Dude. I find it fucking cool. Like, cause I think I belong to that world too, where I want to tour and shit, dude. You know what I mean? I want to see the world like that, but also give art. Just share a stage, share with people, and we all have a good time. That's what I want to flow to. But what I meant was just like, from that time when you moved to LA, how long ago was this? 2020, 2021?
This was 2021.
So okay, so you go to LA, but yeah, like, what made you make that decision? Like, okay, I'm gonna be a traveler. Like, I'm gonna fucking be like I'm not gonna set
after the trip, after the whole time in SA,
right?
Which was a good time, bro. It was a lot of learning and shit. I met a homie, and that homie just worked in a different pace, bro. You feel me? Like, the way he would move, bro, like, insane. And shouts out to shouts out to him, motherfucker. He wouldn't even want me to say anything, so
He's not from San Antonio?
Nah,
right.
But
you drank different water. That's probably why, right?
Who knows, man? But
they don't have that chlorine up in there.
But and his thing was time, right? So, and we all know these things, right? Nobody, I could go on for days, and I'm not gonna tell you something that you don't know or that somebody else hasn't told you,
right?
But when somebody who lives it tells you and shows you, my boy, that's a different vibe. And when I say vibe, I mean vibe. You know what I mean? So, and if you believe in that shit, whether you do or you don't, man, that shit's real. So when you see it and you feel it, and the shit that, like, he brought me into that shit, like, just seeing how he moves and this and that, and like, damn, and no time to fucking waste. Like, you get me, bro? Like, really valuing your time, and that's rich, bro. I'm not talking about money.
Mentality.
You 100, bro. Now, rich is different to everybody. So if money is in your rich, then badass. If it's not, badass. You know what I mean? You know what you know what it is. You get me? But don't judge me because of mine.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna judge you for yours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we related into that sense. You know what I mean? Like, and I just, got put on a little bit of game, bro. Like, and I got to the point where I just understood so much that, like, about how time is, that he had to do his thing. Like, we all had to do our thing. But, he saw that. He put me on that pace. And I didn't want to turn it off no more. You feel me? So I'm like, oh, shit, I can't waste no more. And I've been knowing that, and I've been exploring that and trying to do that. But that shit was every day. So that made me understand that it's every day. Even though I know that, you don't really know until you live it.
Right.
That's a different type of fucking knowing. You know what I'm saying? You know that pan is going to burn your fucking hand if you place it there. But you're not going to know until you do it. You know what I mean?
This episode is also brought straight to your face and into your ears by the Porvida International Tattoo Fest. This last one was a grand slam success, and if you didn't go, you really missed out, which means I didn't go, and I really fucking missed out.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. I've seen all the pictures, saw a lot of good shit. Shout out to everyone that went this year, and if you're looking forward to making it out for next year, you are in luck. It'll be at the beginning of January, on January 6th, 7th, and 8th of 2023. And if you're interested in being a part of, if you're a tattooer and whatnot, and you want to be on the roster, guess what? There's booths available now. So go to the website. That's porvidattattoofest.com. Also follow the social media page on Instagram at Porvida Tattoo Fest. We love you. We will see you there in 2023. You and me. Pull up to Calle Ocho Hyping Hobbies and send some motherfuckers to the Shadow Realm, because every Saturday they got Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. And if you fucking thought that was cool, guess what, dude? They got some baller ass shoes. They got Jordans. They got Yeezys. They got SBs. They got anything that you might need. You got a special request? DM them. find him on Facebook at facebook.com/Gallo8 Apparel, or find him on Instagram at Gallo8 Hype. And if you want to come and visit the store, you know where the fuck it's located at, dude?
It's 1003 Garfield Street in Laredo.
If the shoes weren't enough, if sending your opponents into the Shadow Realms wasn't enough, guess what, dude? They also have anime collectibles. They got knickknacks, and guess what? They also have fucking paddywhacks, dude.
Holy shit.
They got all sorts of knickknacks, all sorts of fucking paddywhacks. And if you go online to their website, you know what the website is? You want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell me.
All right, dude. So you get on your computer, and then you type in Gallo8hype.com. Now, you're going to buy something, right? And you're like, my homies, do they got me? Do they got me? Guess what, dude? We got you. Because if you're on checkout and you put in the promo code AOTB, guess what, dude? 10%?
10%, dude.
We're putting that shit in the trunk of our car and stabbing it so that it doesn't go with you on your fucking carts. We love you.
Yeah. That's a way different type of no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now when you tell that person, yo, that fucking thing is going to burn your fucking hand. You know what I mean? When you lived it, so they're gonna feel that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man,
of
bro. So that should just put me on a way different pace. And when I talked to my homie and we talked about LA, this and that, and like I said, it was from years, bro. And in that moment, it happened in like a week or two. I think like a little over a week. I was like, we were in Austin. I was like, yo, like I'm down, bro. Like I got you, bro. I'm like, I can't guarantee you that, my car will make it. I mean, like, we'll have my car there, but it'll make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I was like, we'll make it for sure. Like, everything else after that. But I'll trust the process. I'll trust, like, you feel me? If you want to, I will fucking go, bro. Like, I got you. Like, let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we decided that moment. And we put a date, whatever, and we went.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And after that, he hasn't come back. But, you know, he does other things, and which is good because that was his goal. You feel me? Like, to stay and do what he has to do. And mine was just mine's a part of that. Like, you get me? Like, you know, I still have to do a lot of things. You feel me?
In your time that you've been, like, in LA and shit, like, have you been able to pull up on shops and, like, get work in and everything there?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Not at shops. My homie, he runs a business, and he hangs around other people and stuff that have businesses and shit like that. So
Right.
So, like, you know, it's a lot of people with money. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just, man, it's more of a learning experience for me.
Okay, gotcha.
You get me? And the tattooing thing, like, I don't stress too much about that. You get me? Like, I meet people and I tattoo them if they're down. You get me? Because at the end of the day, like, again, I follow the vibe, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I trust what I'm doing, and my things are bigger. Like, as much as I love tattooing, as big as it is, and as much as it's given to me, like, what I want to give back is way bigger than tattooing.
Gotcha.
You feel me? And I'm talking about my family. Right. And that is not bigger than my family. To me, though. Tattooing is not bigger than my family. You know what I mean? My family is everything. You know what I mean? So, and you know, and I'm just blessed enough to say that because some people don't have that with their family, which is fine, but love, you know what I mean? That's where the love is at with me in my world. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna chase, and that's what I do. So in other things, I do other things. You feel me? And one of those things is with, like, Slim. You feel me? I try to help him, put him in positions to help himself. Right. You know what I mean? And with music, bro, like, man, can't wait, bro. I mean, we're not waiting, we're doing, but shit like that, bro. I like to help. You know what I mean? And I like to learn. And I think big, and I do big things, and I try to, you know, I don't give a fuck about how much money. Like, I'll put a lot of money into things because I know that's what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, and I trust it. And it feels hard sometimes, but it's like, you know, I know that's just the fear in me. You get me? So, like, once I conquer that shit, like, man, you feel me? It don't feel like that confident in the moment, but man, once the confidence comes, like the extra level, like you leveled up, like that shit comes after you fucking did it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever have days where you feel like fuck all of this shit, and you just don't even, like, you think about just quitting that, and then, you know, maybe just, I'm just gonna fucking tattoo at a shop, like, fuck this shit?
No, not really, no. Not at all.
Good.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, because, like,
cool.
what I wanted to ask, like, if you ever find yourself, like, in in a hard place like that. For example, at a time when you were about to go to the interview, just fucked up your shit and everything. Everything managed to play out correctly, but I know you mentioned you really haven't felt that down in a while, right? Like about it. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Because like we had a very deep conversation about in some situations like feeling we're like fuck, like do I even want to do this shit anymore? You know what I mean? It's like I'm interested in trying to find the way that people like get over that and push through it. You know what I mean?
You're right. Then I have in that moment I did feel that.
Right.
You get me? Like when I was going through all that shit,
right.
I did feel like, should I quit? Like I would tell I'll tell Marcos, you know, like all the time, I'm like, yo, bro, sometimes I feel like I should just get a normal job.
Like this barrier is too big for me or whatever.
I don't know, man. I guess so, bro.
Like this obstacle is too much.
Right? It might have felt like too, and it wasn't even the tattooing, bro. It was like the life, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like obstacle of life. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like I have to do this and this. You know what? Like,
and I respect the tattooing so much that like, and you know, you're putting ink on people, bro.
Right.
You get me? And
that's for air.
And out here in this city, I love my city, but out here in this city is so disrespected constantly, daily.
Right.
You feel me? What we do.
Right.
And it's okay because we're learning. You know, everybody learns.
We're growing.
You get me? But I take that serious, right? So when I knew that I wasn't in a good headspace, like I felt bad, bro. I felt guilty.
Right.
That I was still tattooing. You feel me? I'm like, and sometimes, bro, I wouldn't show up to work, bro, like just because I just knew it wasn't right. You feel me? I mean, sometimes you got to do things like that, and I did push through. But there's moments where it was too heavy, bro. The feeling was too heavy, and I knew nothing good was gonna come out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not gonna just go in there, even though I did. Sometimes there's the heavier moments where I just like, nah, I'm not just gonna go there. I don't give a fuck. Like, gotta feel this shit. You know what I'm saying? And, where did I fucking steer off? Why do I always do that, bro?
I'm the same, bro. I'm the same.
But that's brings me back to. Right, like just trying to understand how different people push through different shit, and some people just kind of like power through, which sounds like that, right? Like
the walls,
just,
man.
Boom, just pushing through that shit.
The walls, man. I just trusted the fucking process, bro. I would tell Marcos that shit. Like, should I get a regular job, like, you know, just so I can be fucking grateful for this shit?
Right.
I feel so ungrateful right now, and I don't know why. Like, you know what I mean? And I didn't know why later, but you know,
like
I knew what I had to do. And that's how I was gonna know why.
Right.
And I just wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I just fucking did it, and shit, it got me, man. And I'm still, bro. It's still every day, bro. Like, it's nothing right now. Still, compared to what I see, like, man, it's nothing. So it feels a little big headed sometimes talking about shit like this. You feel? But I understand how much it helps people too.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, I try to concentrate on that thing. I concentrate on like, all right, well, I get how it helps people. You feel me? Because I'm nothing at the end of the day. I'm nowhere even close to.
Trust me, I feel that 100%, bro.
Quarter of what I'm trying to do, bro. Like,
because there's always gonna be the ones that are gonna say X, Y, or Z. You know what I mean? They're gonna talk because they're gonna fucking talk. And at the end of the day, not everyone can understand like the type of vision that people see. So, thanks. Like, everyone is gonna say whatever the fuck they want at the end of the day, and if you're working to create your version of whatever vision that you have, then who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? So
you know what made me laugh, dude? Is just like there's a meme that's like it's like it's just words, right? Like it's a sentence. It says something like a guy will wear a suit and then start talking about motivational speeches and shit. Just like, go to the wedding, bro. Like, for real. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, fucking funny as fuck. Go to the wedding, bro. What are you doing? You know? But it's like, I get what you're saying. Like, you can get caught up in feeling like I'm so, like, cause that's how I feel sometimes about the music I make. I'm like, this is too like repetitive. I should have worked on more details. I should have done this and that. But then, like, there is people below you that are also asking for help. You know, they're like, how can I make my music better? And they are like barely starting and stuff. And we were there at one point, you know, in our lives. And like to give them the opportunity to be like, oh, okay. Like, you know, like, and then if that helps them, like, then you're doing something, you know, you're doing something positive for other people that you don't even know that you're doing, you know?
Yeah, bro.
But also at the same time, they could have this same interview and it's how you take it to be like, boy, shut the fuck up. You know, like, how do you not know that or whatever? You could talk down on them when there's also someone on top of you being like, boy, shut the fuck up. What are you doing?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So
that's you know, it's crazy though. That's like that you gotta, I mean, shit, to be able to teach, you gotta be learning daily.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't really teach if you ain't open to learn.
Right.
That's
the truth, dude. That's
you know what I'm facts, bro. Like, there's just no way. There's no fucking way. And 9 times out of 10, you learn as you're teaching.
That's true.
You
So
get
the
me?
best
Like,
way to completely understand something
always
is to teach it to someone else.
Exactly, bro. So you learn. If I'm trying to learn about you, I gotta be able to listen to you.
I was talking to Josh about this the other day. Do you ever feel like you're giving someone advice and then like midway you're like, is this advice for myself?
Oh, always. That's why I don't say something I don't live.
Right.
You get me? Because at the end of the day, like, it's like somebody's gonna leave there with some good shit.
Right.
If it ain't you, it's gonna be me, my boy. Because I'm not gonna just let you take that shit from me.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm trying to give it to you, so if you don't take it, I'm gonna take it right back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you feel me? So, you know, I don't know. I'm a giver, bro. Like, well, if the people try to take from me, I'll give it to you.
Right. You know what an important lesson?
You're not gonna take it from me, man.
Yeah. An important lesson that I learned, dude, is that knowledge is gold, right?
Always.
And a lot of people that have gold, for some reason, they're not givers, or not that they're not givers, but the way they give can come off as like you fucking dick, right? Like, so okay, an example. I used to work in the oil fields like probably like 10 years ago, right? And I needed to learn about this thing, but if I learned about that thing, it would you know, give me like raises and I would whatever, right? But the guy teaching me was a complete dick, dude. Like, he's like, you know, like he'd be like, he's like, hey, learn. Like, no, like, you know, and it'd be like, dude, I'd be like super like, oh shit. And at one point I was just like, this guy needs to fucking teach me right. Like, and then somehow I picked up the book and it taught me like you're mining for gold, meaning I needed the knowledge from this guy to get those better positions or opportunities. So I was like, let the teacher teach and fucking like, don't mind that shit. Cause that's not what you want. You don't want the insults. That's not part of the, you know what I mean? That's not part of the knowledge part. But what he is teaching you is the goal. So just fucking throw out the weeds, throw out all that shit that you don't need that. Just get what he's getting. Cause that's what you need. And then when I fucking picked that up, when he started telling me shit the other day, I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then like totally didn't care, but I learned what the fuck I needed. And yeah, it fucking helped me, dude. I fucking went to the next league, but it's a lot of people will get caught up in the insults or the little things that don't matter.
And then that's the thing, bro. Like, insults, man, I don't give a fuck if I'm trying to insult you. If you take that personal,
right,
that's up to you.
Right.
If my intentions are to fucking insult you, even, I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm just saying, even if that is my intention, you have the power to not take things personal.
Yeah.
Right.
Does that make sense? So now, because I exaggerated the moment, let's just say, obviously, his intentions weren't to insult you.
Right, exactly.
You feel me? His intentions were to teach you.
Exactly.
You feel me? Now, was it the best way for you? Maybe not. Yeah. But at that point, you had control over how you were going to receive things, right? And you did your shit. You read whatever you had to read.
Right.
You opened your mind. You changed your perspective.
Yeah.
And you took what you had to take for the next level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but shit like that, bro, that's always up to you, bro.
Right.
That shit, like,
that shit was a fucking like, it expanded that part of my mind because I would be the person to be sensitive and whatever. But until I read that fucking part of that book, I was just like, holy shit. And yeah, dude, other employees try to work with this guy. And like the same day they would go to HR and be like, this guy's a fucking dick. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to learn? And you know, all this shit. And yeah, like, these are fucking like 40-year-old guys, you know, 50-year-old guys like that are complaining about this guy. This guy was like 60 some, you know, and me being a fucking, you know, 19-year-old being able to look past that sensitive part of me and just be like, no, let this guy, and I surpass these other guys. They don't know it and I know it, you know, just like, damn, like that's all it took. Like, was just like patience and being like, you know, fuck that. Like, you know, and a lot of people out there just, yeah, if you get anything from me today, it's like get past that fucking part because
it ain't personal.
There is gold out there. Yeah,
the only personal shit is you versus you, man.
Yeah,
that's it. So like like so. No excuses.
Right. I want to go back to you mentioned you tried a couple of psychedelics a bit, right? You did mushrooms.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Oh, and what part of your life did this happen?
This actually happened when I was 19, 20.
Okay.
I was still at Ink Street.
Okay.
And it's and with mushrooms, it's never been too crazy. Mushrooms always been dope. I've never done an eighth. It's always been like just enough to enhance some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
But acid, I did acid this one time, and man, that shit was so insane, bro. And I was trying to have a good time, you feel me? Which I did everything you're not supposed to do, and I didn't know jack shit. You know what I mean? Like I did it at night by myself.
Oh no.
Yeah, but man, let me tell you, bro, that shit, like, it's a long story, but that shit. One of the best and worst trips at the same time.
Because the lesson, or what was the best?
Man,
the lesson was the best.
Crazy, bro.
Right.
I felt so like, when the trip stopped, I think I had maybe like 400, $500 to my name. Like, I don't know. I don't even know. And I just barely started tattooing at Ink Street. Like, not working, but actually tattooing for money. And I just remember like when it was done, bro, like my mom had lost like $600, some bullshit, like a lot of money or some shit.
Okay.
And I just like I gave all my money to my sister. I was like, here, I don't want it. Like use it for rent. I was like, well, it was fresh off the trip. So I guess you could say I was still kind of I wasn't hallucinating.
Yeah, but you were on some shit.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't fucking want it. Like, she's gonna hear this. She's gonna trip. But yeah, I was, I told her to give it to my mom. I mean, I was like, I don't know, do whatever the fuck you want. Give it to my mom. I don't know. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, she's tripping the fuck out because it's like 8 a.m. I didn't slept.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 8, 9 in the morning.
Woke
like,
up to the bro. Just, I don't want this money. Fuck it.
Yo, oh my Lord! Shout out I love her, bro. But yeah, and she's just confused as fuck, and she's like, "What the fuck, Jerry? Like, she even said, are you on drugs or some shit?"
Yes,
and I was like, but I couldn't tell, and I couldn't tell her I was on acid because I just couldn't, right? And she just I just stopped. I stopped and I look at her, and I'm like, I smoked a blunt. She's like, what the fuck?
You're like completely naked.
Yeah, nah.
Your eyes are like, this shit. No, dude, I'm good.
I'm good, bro.
Yo. So I started.
Oh my God.
I just told her that shit, and she's just like, half asleep, kind of still. And she's like, whatever, just shut the fuck up, right? Like, she's basically just wants me to shut up and take some money. And I go to work, or I go to Ink Street. Mm-hmm. Later that day, and I'm just like, damn, because long story short, as far as like what I saw, it just told me how like, love is real, you feel me? But the real shit, not saying that it's not real between between couples or nothing. I'm just saying the bigger picture of that,
right?
And
you heard it here first. No such thing as love.
and like. How things move, you know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, like all that, like it just showed me all that shit to trust that shit. When your intentions, love, God, life, universe, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't give a fuck. Trust that, you know what I mean? And I saw that, right? And I came off all that shit, and then later that day, I'm just rethinking everything. I'm like, damn, was that real? Like, was that real, bro? Like, because I know it wasn't, the hallucinating wasn't real, but the message and everything. Or it was real even, because that's what I saw, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And that point, I'm like, damn, like, was he trying to tell me something? Like, did it really tell me? Like, because, bro, I felt like life was talking to me, bro.
Yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying?
To explain to all the people that fucking haven't experienced this, and, like, I'll be completely honest, I've done LSD so many fucking times, which is why, like, but not to like, oh, I'm gonna take LSD, I'm gonna go out to a party or whatever. It was more so like, I'm gonna take LSD, and this is something is going on when I'm in this different
in
mindset,
a spiritual setting.
Yeah. And so like that was the intention behind it. But like, I think like the best way to describe it is that like synchronicity happens like every fucking second, or like when you're in that mind state, right? So like, think about it this way: like if you're driving or whatever, and you're like, oh, dude, this fucking Lil Wayne track or whatever, and you just turn on the fucking radio, and then boom, it's playing, and you're like, oh shit, okay. Now imagine that times 1,000, just nonstop. Like that's what the fuck it kind of feels like, and like life talking to you in a way where like something like the smallest little thing can happen, and you can see like the meaning behind it. You know what I mean? So like for me, that was my experience, bro, where it was like, damn, like thinking shit, boom, happens. Or the reverse, like shit would happen and it'd be like, oh, I understand. Like, is that kind of the experience that you had, or?
Basically, bro, and you know, so I guess like I'm having these questions, right? Because I'm not on the trip no more, you know, and I'm doubting. You feel me? I'm kind of like this and that.
Yeah.
And then I'm at the shop with Randy and Kevin. I remember we went to go, you know, and I was still there technically learning. So sometimes they'll buy me food and shit. You know, I didn't even have money actually. I give it all to my sister and shit. So like, but I didn't give a fuck because I'm like, I think I told her, I'm like, yo, I made this shit in 3 days. I could do it again. Like, I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? And I think about it now. I'm like, shit, you know, that's nothing. But point being, in that moment, like whatever, and we're like, hey, you want to go? I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'm still in my head thinking and shit. I'm like, you know, like, just like, damn, still like in awe. And we go out to this place to go munch, and I'm not even gonna eat. I'm not even hungry, bro. Like, I'm not like I'm in my head. I just wanted to be around them. They invited. I want to be around them. You feel me? So we're there, and then like I remember, they're like, hey, you want something? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And you know they're generous, so like I got you, like I got you. Don't worry. Like, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm not like I'm good. Like, you know, like my intention wasn't to like even put them in that position.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? To chill and shit.
Yeah, you feel me? Like I did not give a fuck. Like, and I was just still thinking about these things, right? So as I'm thinking this shit, whatever, and then tell me why, bro. Like as I'm doubting and I'm asking if it's real, and to simplify things, I'm gonna say God, right? Because I'm gonna go to church or nothing. Yeah. But asking God, life, universe, whatever, love, right?
Whatever you want to call it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Was that shit real? Do I just gotta be a good person? Like, you feel me? And it sounds easy, right? But that's I gotta live good, like, you know, help this and love, like spread this good shit. Like that's all I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm just like asking and shit. And then in that moment, bro, my sister texts me, and she's like, because you know how my mom had lost some money.
Yeah.
She asked me if she's like, Jerry, like, did you steal the money? And I was like, damn. I was like, nah, like, which I understand why she would think that. You know what I mean? But also, no, like, no, that didn't happen. And I didn't even get butthurt. I was just like, damn, like, no, just give it, or I don't know, do whatever you want with it. I don't give a fuck what you do with it. Like, it's not mine anymore. You know what I mean? And so whatever, she's like, okay, like, are you okay, this and that? Like, she was kind of tripping, right? Because it was so out of nowhere. And I'm assuming also in her head, she was half asleep and she's just kind of like reprocessing everything that just happened that morning. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, you're good. Like, I'm good. Don't worry. Just know I love you. Like, you know, everything's going to be good. Like, don't worry. Like, you know what I mean? And she's like, okay, whatever. Like, you know, going. And I'm telling her this and I'm having these thoughts. And then in that moment, bro, like they hand me a plate. You know what I mean? Like, and I know, and it seems so random, but I'm here thinking like, you know, so I have no money, I have nothing, like, you know, like, do you really got me like that?
That's crazy, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Do you really like got me like that? You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing all this simultaneously. They hand me a plate. I'm like, oh, no, I'm thinking that they just gave me like one of their plates, and I'm like, oh no, I'm good. And then they're like, then they give them their plates, and they're like, no, it's on us. Like, it's on us.
Yeah.
And I just, bro, like, damn, to this day, bro, that shit feels crazy because that shit, I started, like, to tear up, bro, like, in that moment. Like, I wasn't crying, like, sobbing and shit, but, like, I felt that shit. And man, bro, I was like, oh, I was like, all right. I was like, I hear you, like love, you feel me? Like you got me, I got it. Like I'm gonna go hard. You know what I'm saying? And shit, life, bro. You know. But ever since then, that made me stay aware.
Right.
You feel me? And life wasn't perfect after that, but
Yeah,
I always
keep
I always
that shit in the
knew,
back of your mind.
Always knew. And I trust. And then, it goes back, fast forward to those moments where I would tell Slim 2 and like man, that feeling. Because when it ain't there, it's just part of the roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's part of it. But like it feels better when you stay like true through the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when it matters. When you have no control over nothing, it feels like everything's against you and shit, bro. Like that's when you have to go harder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you have to tell yourself 20 times more that day that it's gonna be a good day. You feel me? That it's gonna be like, damn, like hell yeah. You know what I mean? And it sounds, man, it's crazy, bro. Because I don't know why I said this shit to him. He's like, hell yeah, it sounds like you read Instagram quotes or something. And I'm like, damn, like, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, motherfucker, like I live this shit.
Yeah. Right.
Like I live it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now more than ever. You know what I mean? Now more than ever. You feel me? And like that's which I get it. You get me? But people like they're scared of that feeling. Like I used to be scared of that feeling too. And so sometimes they'll troll on that. They don't like to feel that. It's scary, bro.
It's an intense feeling.
It's for sure. Yeah, honey. It's scary if you think it's scary, but it's like it scares some people. You know what I mean? I love that shit.
What specific feeling are you talking about?
Like, when things are bright, when you feel like you have control over your environment, when everything's like, when it feels like everything's going right.
Oh, because they're expecting the downfall or what?
So sometimes that like, why are you getting ahead of yourself? Like, you know what I mean? Like, live it, motherfucker. Like, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Write that shit, because that's how you're going to learn.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when it does, the roller coaster starts to go down, because it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to be the end of the fucking world. It's just part of life.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you learned something when you were up there.
Yeah.
You moved without fear, and now you know, oh, shit, that's what I need when this shit's going down. Because that's what's going to keep me, like, alive and wanting to keep living and wanting to keep giving, wanting to keep spreading this good shit, even when it don't feel like it is.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because that's what's going to make me, like,
facts,
keep wanting to do this shit every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, man, and on top of that, the cherries on top of that, if your dreams feel like you can just grab them. They feel like right in front of your fucking face. Man. You know what I mean? Now, and sometimes you get impatient, you get a little like, but nah, motherfucker, like, that's why when you don't feel it, you tell yourself 10 times more that day, like, why am I tripping, bro? Like, I already know how this shit works.
Right.
I already know I'm just playing this game, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, that's it. Like, you feel me? Like, and since I'm going to live it, because I'm not going to kill myself. And so whatever the fuck, but I'm just
don't
saying,
kill yourself. It's not
yeah, but my point is, like, I know I'm not, so, like, why am I going to, bitch?
Yeah, like, why? Like, just strap in for the fucking ride,
honey. You feel me? Like, why am I gonna, you know what I'm saying? And if I am gonna bitch or complain or vent or whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's gonna be to somebody that got love for me and cares about me. You feel me? If anything,
yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, really, like, you don't need nobody.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to have someone that'll
like,
listen to you,
honey,
and shit. And like, if you guys have that sort of like intimacy, and I don't mean intimacy like fucking. Like, again, like a fucking, like, love, like, I'm in love with you type of shit, but, like, just that type of connection where, like, they understand, like, sometimes I just need to hear this, I just need to hear or listen. I don't necessarily have to give, like, my input.
Exactly.
Right. It's just like, boom, that's what it is.
Exactly.
And vice versa. Like, you can be that person for other people, too.
And before I ever get to that point, bro, like, when you do this shit by yourself, like, and I don't mean... like this life thing, when you realize that you all you got, yo, damn.
That's one of the fucking.
I think it makes people something, and I've been there. Feeling alone and all that shit. It can feel sad sometimes and shit. But like also, that's a choice.
That is a choice.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I don't get lost in that no more. And hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully not ever again. But now I'm like, damn, like shit. You telling me all I need is me? well, I got me. You know what I'm saying? I'm here right now. Like,
right.
That's one of the fucking biggest things that I've had to learn, like, a lot. Like, shit, not even literally, like, when I went through my whole shit with, like, my relationship and everything. And, like, that was one of the biggest things that I had to really figure out, bro. Like, understanding that there is a relationship that exists within yourself, that you got to treat the way you would treat your romantic partner, your best friend, your brother, your sister, your mom and shit. You got to be able to love yourself the way you love everyone else. Because at the end of the day, it's exactly right. Like, nobody's going to be there when you leave other than yourself, and not even in like a bad or a dick way.
No, not a personal way. Like,
yeah, exactly. Not like, a personal way. Mm-hmm. That's just how this game is fucking played.
Right.
And
that's when you choose to learn, man.
Yeah. Why are you going to, at the end of the day, bash yourself when you got to be able to hold yourself down like that?
Up,
yeah.
You gotta pick yourself up, man. Like, and that's the best. That's the best fucking thing. You feel me? And it sucks. I hate to see people like be sad. Like, I guess it's part of the process, right? But when they're so sad about being alone, like, you're never really alone to begin with. There's always love around you.
Yeah.
Whether you want to see it or not, that's on you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know
Sometimes it may not be the love that you want, but it's love either way, and it's right there.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Shit. I don't know, man.
It's the love
like,
you
the
need.
Yeah, honey. Like, but it's real.
Bro.
Like, there's real love around people, and everything you need has always been in front of your fucking face. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to see that, man, and pray to those motherfuckers that they want to and do see it one day, cause yo, it's that easy, and it's easy to know. Does that make sense?
Right.
100%. Yeah, it does.
You feel me? Like, to do it is, well, that's life. you know?
That's
the
part
bigger
of the
your
whole
dreams,
fucking
the harder the ride. But but man, like, that's all you gotta do is write it.
Right.
Because you're gonna reach it. Like,
dude, what the fuck did I tell you? Like, well, I don't know. Was it yesterday or even earlier today? I think when I was just like, dude, like, this is the path that we fucking chose.
Right.
So it's gonna be fucking hard anyway, because it's not.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a
lot of our friends, dude. I could see like the kind of like, not petty, but like they kind of feel like yeah, they get that like discouragement of like, what are you doing? You know, like get a fucking job. You know, a lot of my coworkers, because that's where I'm making income. But what's it called? Like, they'll be like, dude, what are you doing? Because I was about to leave before I had a foot injury. That week I was just like, I'm leaving in fucking 2 weeks right from now. I even told my supervisor like I'm gonna quit or whatever. And then like I got a foot injury and was like, fuck, maybe something's up, whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyways, yeah, like my coworkers are like, dude, don't leave. This is a good job and all that shit. And I'm just like, I know it is, but if I didn't have this like thing, this urge that's always there, you know, how the fuck would I live the rest of my life just fucking regretting?
Miserable.
You know? Yeah,
miserable.
Yeah, like being like, I should have done it. You know, like, because also foreseeing the future of that would have been like, I could do it, you know, but that's not what I want to do. Like, I could do it, and I'd be well off, you know, I wouldn't have any problems, but that's just not who I am. Like,
you're not gonna be fulfilled.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be fulfilled.
When it's crazy, because when you start to think bigger, bro, and you think like rich and like what it is to live like rich, like fulfilling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
And that comes to you, man. You get me? Like,
let me drop a gem on you that I learned recently. That is what I was talking about. Shout out to my cousin Jeff, dude. He,
I'm fucking doubter, bro.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to my cousin Jeff, and this is what he told me.
Respect
a lot of the times we go through life thinking, I need to have this so I can be able to be like this. Like, I need to have like the money, the house and shit so I could be a good dad, a provider, a good husband, or whatever the fuck. And he was like, nah, dude, that's the wrong way about going about it. You gotta flip that shit. You gotta already do the shit that you want to be, and everything else will come.
Yeah.
And I was just like, God, fucking
yeah, bro. That's
fucking shout out, bro.
Man,
that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's because, bro, like, and that's the thing, because that's when you start to deal with all the doubt, like, because you're doing it already.
Right.
And they're like, and people are like, they're seeing material shit. They're seeing like the fact that like they're still judging you by your past, what you used to do, what you did, whether it's bad or good or whatever. You know what the limit for you is for them.
Yeah, they're trying to,
you know what I'm saying?
Box
so like,
you into understanding.
Yeah, so like when you try to like, you know, because you're in your own world, you're not que ver con eso. You feel me? You do you, and they're not used to it. It makes people uncomfortable.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially whether it's hate or love, like, because sometimes, bro, like some of the biggest part of that growth could be your family, bro.
Right.
And that they can be spreading that doubt.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest that you shouldn't take personal, but that's
Right.
the hardest one to get over. Like,
I've caught my mom do like trip on her own words where she was about to tell me like grow up or something. You know what I mean? Like she was about to say like maybe it's time, and then she just stopped, dude. And I was like, damn.
Which it hurts, it stings and shit, but also like
they're not doing it from a place of hate.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying?
That was like she just cares.
So when you pay attention to that, then and to be fair to your mother too, she checked herself.
Right.
100%.
Right. That's true. That's
you
true.
get me? So like
that's true.
So because she knows, you know what I mean? Like she checked herself in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And which love, you feel me? Shouts
Right.
out because she, you know, like damn, what am I
Right.
what am I gonna do to myself if I say that shit?
Right.
You feel me? And point being, bro, like and when you get over that shit, like and maybe I don't know, man. Like I know I've dealt with my own doubters and all that, and it's hurt, que la verga, but you know, it's love. I chose love, bro. I chose to, you know what, like I get it. You lived like this, so you feel like
this is what you can see.
Yeah, you feel me? So I'm like, Inga, like, and if instead of putting them down for that, I'm like, Chinga, was, you know what, like, I'm gonna show you, like, I'm not gonna prove it. I'm not gonna do this to prove it to you. I'm gonna do it to prove it for me.
Exactly.
But it'll show you. You know what I'm saying? And if the love is real, you're gonna see it. And if you never saw it, maybe the love wasn't real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
maybe
true. That's true. That's
just
facts.
you know what I mean? Because I mean, for you to be able to give love, bro, like in the genuine good, like intentions that you have, for you to be able to give that to anybody, to your brothers, your mother, your cousins, your girl, your vato, lo que sea, you have to love yourself.
100%, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's what
like,
it boils down to.
honey. So how can you tell me like you attract what you are? You feel me? You attract what you do. All this bullshit. So how can you tell me you're gonna attract real love when you don't even love yourself? That don't even make sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You feel me? How do you expect it? Like
It makes sense that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, honey. Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
and no.
There
Going
it is.
full circle,
The truth speak for itself, my boy. Like, and we let that shit. We'll bounce the truth off each other because it has nothing to do with anybody being right. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it has nothing to do with that shit. You know what I mean? And
it's a little plus. It's a little plus when you're right, but
for sure it feels good. But on top of that, like you when everybody's bouncing the truth like that, we all learn.
100%.
And that is, man, when we all winning, you feel like you could take over the world. You know what I mean? Like, want some good shit though.
At the end of the day, I know we got to wrap soon because I know you got time.
a little bit,
but as just to kind of close everything out and shit, like walk away with that and win, bro. Win.
Honey, man.
Win.
Shout out aliens on the border.
Yeah,
man. Illegal and legal and all that.
Yeah, dude.
Border town shit,
dude.
man.
Shout out to those sponsors that thought that the name was offensive. Y'all are fucking fuck y'all.
Hell nah.
Yeah,
Really?
I'll tell you later because I don't want to put that out there.
Okay.
But you know what? I'll
Border
leave it in
town
for the
shit.
Patreon and then I'll chop this out and then all right. So
That's the only reason we have good food, man.
there's one sponsor that potentially was gonna be like a big sponsor,
Right.
And when we went, they were like, first of all, I don't listen to podcasts, so I had to like explain the concept of like the entire thing.
What podcast? You know,
Yeah,
okay,
like I was like, dude, this is the new thing.
Right.
This is the new thing. You investing into us is gonna mutually benefit both of us because you're gonna get all this other shit, whatever, right? And then they're like, honestly, the name is offensive,
right?
And I was like, what do you mean?
Honestly,
like, how
bro,
is
it sounds like they had their mind made up.
Yeah, dude. So we were there and like, dude, like they throw around money, bro, like millions of dollars, like on advertising and shit like that. We came up in there like not even, like I know what the fuck this is all worth and shit. So I came in there like just straight like being real,
right?
You know what I mean? And then dude was just like, honestly, if the name was different, we would have said yes a long time ago. Maybe you guys should change the name. Maybe you guys, and then like it turned into like we went for a sponsorship to like. Maybe
it's their thing now.
Yeah, like they make a show for us.
Yeah, no.
But like I knew you weren't like it was a win in the sense that like
you doubled down on yourself.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like it was a good way to like face adversity. I was like, all right, like this is gonna happen regardless.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna run into situations like this,
good
day in and day out, but like I don't give a fuck. And what it ended up being was like they want a show that's about them. And I was like, well, if you're really about it, you're going to pay fucking 5 times what I originally came for. Because I'm not about to stop doing my show to make your fucking show.
Right.
Like, you're going to pay me shingles, bro. So that's on the back burner. And if they're real about it, because their whole thing was like, a lot of the people that we work with are like, you know, raza and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm raza. Like, I'm a fucking first generation Mexican American. I'm putting the stories of people that are doing shit out here out to inspire people to break away. Like,
I will say maybe it would have been like, we can make a separate show and fucking do that. You know?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what they offered us. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here for you to fucking hire me.
Right. No, but I mean, you do both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The point is, like, whatever. Shout out to them, you know, and their concept of. And I was like, dude, I represent our fucking culture. And
you gain from that experience, regardless. Man.
So, but anyways, Jerry, plug all your shit. Let them know where everyone can find you and all that.
At JerryDoesTattoos. Yeah, man.
I'll put it in the show notes just so you guys know.
Fuck with me. Fuck with the vibe, bro. Thanks. Appreciate y'all, man.
Justin.
Jerry, if you know anybody in LA that wants a band,
hey man, straight up,
hook it up,
bro. Like, man, don't be scared, bro.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna try it because I've thought about going over there. People tell me, hey, dude, like, you sound like LA, and I don't know what the fuck that means because I'm not from there or I've never been. But what's it called? Like I'll put like there's like on TikToks, like there's like live reviews and shit like that, and they'll have like, you know, 200 people listening or whatever, and they'll review my song and they'll be like, this sounds really LA right now, and I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? But they keep pointing me to that direction.
There's a lot of like it's just appreciated, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all that music, all that, like just that type of shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, so you'll always find some way to make money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, now, I mean, the road's never easy, especially like,
of course,
you know,
especially
I can't tell you what the fuck will go down, but but you know, if you know your dreams, right, and if you stick to them, bro, just stick to the road, man. Like, and like, I mean, it sounds to me like you know already,
right?
That's what it sounds
just
like.
Act on it.
It sounds like you need someone else to say yes,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Which I mean,
yes, there's your yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
having this conversation, I already told myself.
But
yes,
facts, bro.
You know?
If I do, you get me? And who knows, bro? Because I am kind of in the music thing in a way. Like, I'm around a lot of, in LA too, bro. This is insane, bro.
Yeah.
But point being, I got you, bro.
Okay, cool.
Plug
Dos Leones. It's a, you know, Hispanic band, but we it's English lyrics. You know, we'll throw in some Spanish there. You know, sounds like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sublime, Incubus. That's kind of like, you know,
Laredo.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Dos Leones. You can find us on all streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes. But yeah.
And also, don't forget to subscribe to the Toilet Water Podcast.
Oh yeah, the Toilet Water Podcast. My bad.
I'll do the plug for you, bro. And before we go, I'm not forgetting this time. Shout out to all our patrons. Thank you so much for showing us love and supporting us. It's still incredible to know that you guys fuck with us that much. But shout out to Baby Girl Marlene. Shout out to Peter, the Elder God. Shout out to fucking Mr. Lemon. Shout out to Ernie. Shout out to Alex. Make sure you follow his Twitch. Kind of good, kind of trash. Follow him on Instagram at Mr. AV Kind of Fit. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Miggy. And shout out to Isaac, dude. You know, all of y'all for showing us love. It's crazy. And thank you for being a part of the beginning of everything. We love you, and we'll see you later. Everyone else that's not a patron yet, patreon.com/AOTBcast. Peace.
Yes, sir.